In this video, we'll take a look at segments within Liferay Analytics Cloud. Segments group individuals based on common attributes and behavior. For example, you can create a segment that contains users interested in a given topic, work in a specific industry, or both. Analytics Cloud analyzes and profiles segments, which you can then integrate with personalization features in Liferay DXP, enabling you to deliver content of interest to all of your users. There are two types of segments, dynamic and static. Dynamic segments are aggregated automatically based on criteria that you specify. These can be based on individuals' attributes and interactions with your Liferay DXP site pages and assets. For example, you can create segments based on what industry your users come from to show which industries engage with you the most and what content they're interested in. Static segments are made up of individuals you aggregate manually. This can be useful for combining tracking data on specific known users that fall in different demographics. You can view segment profiles by selecting segments from the navigation panel. The segments page appears, listing individual segments. You can page through, search for, and select segments to learn more about them, including membership, topics of interest, and distribution. If we click on a segment, we're brought to the Overview tab. The Overview tab's main area shows membership growth. As a marketer, you might want to generate more customer prospects in a specific industry. If you create a dynamic segment with that industry as criterion, you can view its membership histogram to monitor customer growth in that industry. The Overview also gives you a glimpse of the segment's criteria, interests, and distribution. The segment membership panel displays the breakdown of the segment for known and anonymous individuals. It shows data for the previous 30 days, and we can place our mouse over the graph to see the breakdown at specific dates in the 30 days. To see a list of known individuals of the segment, we can click View Members or the Membership tab up at the top. The segment composition panel shows the breakdown of active and known members versus the total individuals in the segment. For this segment, you can see that the members are primarily anonymous, with only a few known individuals. It also shows the active percent of the segment for the last 30 days and what percent of the segment was known. Keep in mind, this panel is only going to appear for dynamic segments. The segment criteria panel displays the criteria you use to configure the segment. For example, this segment was created based on interest in Analytics Cloud. The top interest panel shows a list of the most popular topics of interest in the segment. This is based on the pages and assets that get the most visits. To see the full list of interest topics, we can click View All Interests at the bottom of the panel, or alternatively, click the Interest panel up at the top. The Breakdown panel can be used to display distribution information based on selected attributes of segment members. Up to 10 different attributes are shown on this panel, and we can view these breakdowns by clicking the Distribution tab at the top of the page. As you can see, we haven't added any for the site, but if we wanted, we have a number of different attributes we could further break down this segment into. The Membership tab displays the same chart as the segment membership panel. It also presents a list of known members in the segment. The name, email address, and first seen date is given for all known individuals, and you can use the search bar to search for a specific individual. The Interest tab displays a list of the interest topics for your segment, along with the percentage of users in the segment interested in the topic. As the segment's members interact with your pages and assets, Analytics Cloud's interest algorithm determines the level of interest the segment has with your site's topics. Knowing these topics helps you communicate with the segment members to create content that interests them. The Distribution tab breaks down the segment by an individual attribute. For example, selecting an attribute such as job title can enable you to dissect your segment even further. A bar chart will appear showing a distribution of the segment member population by job title. And as a marketer, you can use this information to identify a subset of the segment to focus a marketing campaign on. For this segment, if, for example, we click on birth date, we can see that bar graph appear. However, in this case, since most of our segment members are unknown and the birth date is not tracked for some of our known individuals, you can see that our bar graph defaults to the default birthday of January 1st, 1970. This concludes our look at segments in Liferay Analytics.